Ursula von der Leyen and the European Union need to be questioned about their operations or the bloc risks becoming powerfully unbalanced. The European Union must be stopped from becoming an all-powerful bloc with no questions asked of it, Express.co.uk has been told. It comes as Brussels appeared to make yet another attempt to thwart the UK's successful coronavirus vaccination programme. European Council President Charles Michel this week claimed the UK had imposed an outright ban on vaccines and components travelling to the continent from Britain. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab immediately said Mr. Michel had published false information, with representatives from both sides having been summoned to meet to rectify the claim. This is just a month after European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen threatened UK vaccine supplies travelling from the continent, and moved to trigger Article 16 of the Brexit deal, which would have erected a hard border on the island of Ireland, before backing down. Now, in his first interview with a British or European media outlet as leader of the separatist Parti Québécois in Canada, Paul Street-Pierre Plamondon told Express.co.uk that questions must be asked of the overarching power the EU holds over countries at a national level. Mr. Street-Pierre Plamondon said there was a need for nations to shake off the standardized culture that has befallen the world through decades of globalization. When asked whether he believed the EU hindered this process, he said, "Although I lived in Europe for several years, in Denmark, Sweden, England, Belgium, of course I know France, for the past decade I've really been here, so it's always tricky to have a judgment on a thing I didn't evaluate thoroughly. What I can say safely about the EU is that there are many questions to be asked about conflicts of interest, financial decisions that are not aligned with the democratic will of the people, and the deposition of democratic power from people. I am pretty convinced that European collaboration is necessary, but the way the EU has behaved on certain topics makes me think that there's a legitimate questioning of the level of power at a national level. I think that conversation happens everywhere. The Scandinavians will tell you they were pushed towards the EU on the basis of a principle that a superpower that is very far from the electorate would be the most effective form of political power, that it would work in the interests of the people. But, I think those assumptions are being questioned right now. And it doesn't mean the EU has no value, but I think everywhere I feel that there's a legitimate questioning about populations deciding for themselves, preventing conflicts of interest, preventing financial scandals.